What up, my friends? I am Eagle McMahon, and I am back here for a 2019 edition of an In My Bag. So, yeah, I don't think I've done one of these since Kono Peace Day. So it's long overdue. Right now, it is late March. It's a beautiful spring day. Got a beautiful backdrop behind me. And I've already played 4 events this year, all of which have went fairly well. I was able to place pretty good at the events I did play. Yeah, since the last time I did the In the Bag, my bag's undergone quite a few changes, but there's a lot of stuff that still is the same. So without further ado, let's jump into it. First off, I'm still using the P-Line P2 as my primary putter. I have a old P-Line right here. I had this in my bag early last year. It's a shout out to UC Maresma. This is a really special one. It's a really old run with a Huck Lab die on it. Basically, I use this one for kind of outside the circle putts or jump putts that I need to stay straight since it's pretty beat in. Then for my putting putters, I'm using the Kono Peace Day Triumph Series Glow P-Line P2. Shout out to Jay at Huck Lab for dyeing these up. Absolutely love the tri-fly on there with cool discs, brings confidence out on the course. Fun fact, these are the same run as my original Imperial Eagles. So I think the Glow P-Line P2 is the best putter that Discmania has ever come out with. Super comfortable in the hand. I really like the plastic. It's pretty stiff and slick, but it does have a little bit of tackiness. So I really feel confident with these inside the circle. And then we have the P3Xs. I carry 2. A lot of you guys still think I throw P2s off the tee. I really don't. I'm only putting with P2s. So any driving or approach shot for a putter, I'm using a P3X. I have a D-line, which is used for kind of short, straighter shots. It might have a little bit of stability, but I can kind of throw this in the woods, shape it in whichever way I want it to fly. And then I have an S-Line P3X, which I use for little forehand approach shots or approach shots that I need to be a little bit more overstable. The reason why I like the P3X is because it's flat, has a bead, and the profile is a lot lower than, let's say, a P2. So I get a lot cleaner release out of a P3X. Let's move on to mid-ranges. I am currently carrying 2 different molds of mid-ranges right now. The first one is the Metal Flake MD5. I'm not throwing a gator anymore. The MD5 has taken over that role, and especially the Metal Flake. It is by far the most overstable version of the MD5 I've thrown. Very, very trustworthy and windy situations. If I need overstable mid-range shot to fight back left, throwing it for backhands and forehands. Really love the stamp on this thing as well. Yeah, I've been very happy with the MD5. Then I have 2 Glow European Open stamps from 2013. Yeah, you have the classic one, the super beat up Wolverine blue stamp. At this point, it's super understable, but it still feels really good for flick shots, anything that needs a lot of control in the woods since it's really understable. And then I put a newer one in that is still really flat, feels really good for forehands. That's pretty much all I throw it for. I can throw it flat, it holds pretty straight if I have a clean release. I really love the Wolverine European Open stamp versions of these because they're flatter and they're actually pretty overstable to start with. But my favorite variation of the Glow MD3 is the Color Glow Crowned Eagle. These, I don't know, they're a little bit softer. The ones that I have will have a little bit of dome on them, but I think it's the best version of the MD3 we've ever come out with. This one in particular, if you see, it's really opaque. And I don't know, it's like super durable. I've had this in my bag for about a year now. It still has some stability to it, but it is the go-to in the woods. I can throw in a hyzer, it's gonna flip up flat. Absolutely love this disc. This is probably my favorite MD3 ever. Or this one's pretty close too. These are the 2 Go MD3s. Then I have a newer version of the one I was telling you about. It's not as opaque, but it's really domey. and this is my stable one. It's not really overstable, but it will pretty much hold any line you put on it. I can throw it pretty hard on a slight hyzer, it might flip to flat, but then have a consistent finish left. So there are my mid-ranges. Now I'm excited to move into fairway drivers because my bag has undergone some change. I no longer bag a C-line FD. It's still, I'll get to it later, but it might come back in the bag for certain occasions. But instead, I am throwing 2 discs to fill that gap. The first one I'll tell you about is the brand new FD2. It's color glow plastic. It's the retooled edition for the second time, so this is a 3rd version of the FD2 we've come out with. This disc, as soon as I felt it, I said it. It's the GOAT forehand disc, or the GOAT forehand fairway driver. It feels so good in the hand, really clean release, and it's great for backhands as well. I can throw it anywhere from probably 350 to 450 feet. It feels pretty fast in my hand, but you can throw it on a nice hyzer, it's gonna hold it, throw it flat, hold flat. Pretty much a super controllable disc. Absolutely love the way it feels in my hand, but it doesn't cover all fairway shots, and that's why I am carrying our brand new Evolution Instinct. This is the Instinct, which is manufactured by Latitude 64, and I absolutely love this disc. It reminds me a lot of a more overstable FD, maybe a little bit less glide, but love it for backhand shots, whether it be fan grip, power grip, or whatever. It's super controllable. It's stable in the actual sense of the word stable, so I can throw it flat and it's gonna hold flat. It's not gonna turn very much. That's something that's really special about this disc. I'm not getting a lot of flip to flat. It's pretty much a point and shoot disc, and it's gonna hold whatever line I put on it. So this is, I think this is gonna be a crucial part of my game in the woods. This is the primal run, so these are actually really rare. I have not felt the new production run of these yet, but I imagine that they're gonna be a little bit more understable, which I'm actually looking forward to, so I can maybe get a little bit more control in the woods. But as for this one, it's absolutely incredible, and as soon as I started throwing, I knew it was going to be a staple in my bag. Moving on, we have the FD3s. I carry 4 of them at this time. I have a Luster C-line, which is the most understable variation. It's pretty much straight. I really like it for glidey forehands that I need to go straight most of the way, but have that FD3 finish. Shout out to Mike Kemp. I still have the, I guess, Reinvent Your Face in the bag. Absolutely love this. It's more of a backhand FD3. I don't know, it just, for forehand it feels a little bit weird, but for backhand it feels really perfect. Throw it on fan grips, power grips. It's straight with a consistent finish left. The S-line, super flat version of the FD3. Shout out to Claire, who gave this to me as a Christmas present, late 2017. I thought it was coming out of the bag, but for some reason it's found its way back. It's so good for sidearms and control backhand shots. There's just something about this disc that it's really special. And then we got Peach, a 2nd run C-line. It's the most overstable FD3 in my bag. Comes out on windy days, or if I have a sidearm shot, backhand shot that I know needs to get left with no flip at all, I'm throwing the 2nd run C-line. And then I guess kind of the hybrid between distance or fairway to distance drivers, carrying 2 PDs. Fun fact, the FD2 and Instinct have knocked out the S-line version of the PD in my bag. The S-line PD was pretty much used for more control shots in the woods, little less power, but I feel like I can throw the same shots with the Instinct and the FD2. So I'm actually only carrying 2 PDs at this point, carrying a 1st run C-line, dyed by Jay at Huck Lab. This thing is dead straight, a little bit of fade left, great for fan grips and power grips, even forehands for a little bit longer distance that I don't want to throw an FD3 or PD2 on. So really love this disc. And And then a new addition, or newer, is the 13th run C-Line PD. It's by far the most overstable version of the PD we have ever made. It's probably more overstable than a lot of FD3s. Really love this for power grips. I can throw it as hard as I want, flat, hyzer. I know it's not gonna flip, but it still has some PD characteristics. Really great feel in the hand, really controllable. So the 13th run PD is, it's an absolute staple in my bag and something that I've been looking for a really long time. Okay, moving on. Right now, I'm doing it in the bag, okay? All right, moving on. Right now, I'm only carrying 2 PD2s. I have my swirly 2018 National Tour Triumph Series PD, or PD2, and it's a really, really nice disc for me. It's on the overstable side, but I still have some good pop to it, so I'm able to get a lot of glide out of it, but still that overstable PD2 finish. This is probably my go-to distance driver for backhand, because I can throw it nice and hard, get some distance out of it, and have it fade consistently left. So this is really nice. And this beautiful disc, I know you guys are familiar with Trixie if you're a fan of me, but fun fact, this disc, it came in the bag the same time as Trixie in 2016, but I actually lost it that year, but it just came back to me. Shout out to a dude at Winthrop Gold. I threw it in at USDGC, and it's a Hypno Huck run, very overstable. I can throw it pretty much as hard as I want, backhand or forehand, and I can count on it coming back left. So it's a real security blanket if I ever need something in a headwind, or I just want something to fight back hard left. It does what a PD2 is supposed to. And now, probably the disc that you were expecting to hear, it's the brand new Cloudbreaker. Oh my gosh, guys, this disc is absolutely incredible. I'm carrying 2 right now. It's kind of weird. There's sometimes I'm carrying 3 PD2s, 2 Cloudbreakers, but there'll probably be times where I'm carrying 3 Cloudbreakers to 2 PD2s. And it's a really fun disc to throw. I mostly throw it for forehand because it's not quite as overstable as a PD2. So my backhand overpowers it a lot of the time, but I still throw it for a ton of backhand shots. It's just pretty situational for me. But for forehands, I'm getting an extra 20 feet easy. I can control angles with them. They're beautiful. It feels really good in the hand. I've been spoiled with this disc, guys. I can't wait till you guys get your hands on some of these, because I really think that it's going to transform your game. But talking about backhands, I'm mostly throwing them for really steep hyzer shots where I know I can control the angle, keep the hyzer on the disc. Long distance shots where I throw them high, get turnover, and even some rollers. It's absolutely transformed my game. Such a beautiful disc, and I just want to thank Discmania for giving me the DD3. I'm really excited to throw this disc for years to come. I think it's a staple in my bag, and I've been spoiled. I've realized how handicapped I've been with PD2s when it comes to distance. Not in a bad way, but these things are giving me an extra 30 to 50 feet on my backhand drive. Absolutely love them. Then the kind of the utility discs. I have a D-Line FD still. It's a super unstable roller disc, scramble shots in the woods, throw for grenades. It just, when you're in the woods and you don't know what to throw, the D-Line FD is probably it, because you can do so many different things with not a lot of power. And I still have it, Metal Flake Max, very overstable distance driver, handles any wind, great for thumbers, grenades, pretty much any shot that you want to fade back left or have anything to do with overstable finish. The Metal Flake Max is it. Well, that's it for in my bag, but I think I'll walk you through a few discs that kind of periodically go in and out of my bag depending on the situation, and a few discs that I'm looking forward to putting in my bag very soon. So the first 4 discs, these are discs that go in and out of my bag periodically. I have an old flat 5502 Color Glow MD3. It's really flat, it's really beat up. I was throwing a lot at Waco for forehand shots and then really touchy backhand shots. It's probably the most understable MD3 I have. Basically comes out when I need straight shots at low power. I have an old Night Strike FD, same thing with this. It's really understable. It's really good for wood shots or whenever I need easy control with not a lot of power. The S-Line CD2, it's a great roller, but mostly for forehands. I was throwing a lot last year at the Hall of Fame Classic for touchy forehand shots. It's an understable disc, but you're able to throw clean forehand shots with it just because of how flat it is and the way the rim is. It's really great control disc. Or if you're trying to learn a forehand, I highly recommend the CD2. It will teach you really great control and teach you good habits on not rolling your wrist over, throwing Anheuser flexes. Make sure you release with your palm to the sky. There's a little tip for you guys. Really like the CD2 in certain situations. And then shout out to Yasha Coleman. He sent me a Metal Flake PD2. This will come out on windy days when I need more stability than this Hypno Huck. Very, very trustworthy disc. You can throw it as hard as I want. Wind won't affect this. It's not quite as overstable as a Max, but it does the job for a lot of different shots. And then, okay, what I'm about to show you are new discs that I'm looking for, that I'm kind of testing out right now, and there's a really good chance that they make the bag. The one disc is the Spring Ox. It's our, this disc is made by Yikun Discs in China. And oh man, I'm very surprised with this plastic. It's really durable for what it is. And the mold is amazing. It feels similar to, let's say, a P3X. Super flat, has a small bead, amazing for forehand shots. It's a low profile. It's kind of like a hybrid between a mid-range and a putter. I think this is gonna be a staple in the bag. Just for forehand turnovers, backhand shots where I don't need as much distance as MD3. Absolutely love this disc. It's so fun to throw. I love the artwork on it. I'm really looking forward to more stuff from Yikun. I don't have it on me, but I'm also testing out the new Sun, I believe it's the Sunbird. It's gonna be, there's a good chance it's gonna replace the D-Line FD. Before we wrap this up, I have one more disc that I assure it is going in the bag. It's just not PDGA approved quite yet. It's the brand new Method, another partnership disc from Latitude 64 and our Evolution lineup. It's an overstable mid-range, beaded. It'll probably knock out this guy, my overstable MD3, just because I can throw it hard on a power grip, fan grip, and it's gonna go left. And you know, I used to throw beaded mid-ranges, and this is, I feel like I'm going home with this disc. So the Evolution Method is probably coming out in, oh gosh, I wanna say May or June. It's gonna be an immediate staple in my bag, guys. I believe that is about it for my In the Bag. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all the support you've shown me over the years. It means a lot. I just did a signing session at the warehouse and you guys knocked it out of the park with pretty much everything. I'm hugely thankful for you. And I believe, yeah, I'm heading to Nick Hyde next week, and I believe the season's gonna be going pretty fast once that happens. So thank you guys for tuning in, and until next time, keep on dreaming. Peace.
Discmania Golf Discs.